Insurance companies don't push liability policies because they are primarily working to pull as many people to their company as possible. And the best way to do that is to always be able to provide the lowest premiums. So as the risk limits go up on a policy, so do the premiums, and those are harder to sell. So they don't advise clients to buy higher liability limits unless they see a client as someone who believes they have something to protect. And in those situations, they get potentially can get better advice. Lots of times, clients who go in also don't get the advice to purchase uninsured motorist coverage, because even though that's not an expensive premium and provides a valuable protection, it's a claim against their own insurance company. So that's also not pushed very hard.
Right. They can get more in the fold and make more money and pay out less, ultimately.
The cheaper the policy, the more people will come sign up for your company. Well, we have to convince 12 people to believe our story. And typically, it requires 12 people to get $1. It only requires one to get none. So right off the bat, the defense is typically working from a more convenient angle in terms of the story they're trying to convey, simply because they've only got to win one person over, or two. And I don't know if you've ever tried to convince 12 people of anything, but it's difficult. It's really difficult. And the goal in preparation for a trial is always there's two stories to be told. One is identifying the negative actions that may have caused this wreck. That story really only gets told if the defendant denies responsibility. If they accept responsibility, then the fight really becomes about, well, yes, I caused this wreck, but I don't believe I caused that injury. I don't believe I hit you hard enough to cause your injury. And so the defense of the case falls to much more of a, what was your life like before this wreck? What was your life like after this wreck? Is there a moment and a doctor that will link the disconnect and say, everything was okay before, this wreck happened, the wreck caused everything that came after? Often our clients have other health issues like diabetes, or they're smokers, or they have different things that may cause them to heal differently than others. They have pre-existing injuries, maybe from a prior wreck, or from a prior fall, or a prior work injury, or from just a pre-existing medical condition that's genetic. And so identifying the life story before and the life story after becomes an important part of how we tell our client's story and identify what they deserve, because this injury, these specific things that followed from this injury, are that person's fault.